Now, most players will congregate in this area once they reach level 10 or so. If you want to solo, you'd be likely exploring Lithane Plateau if you were Sandiorian, or Constant Highlands if you were Bastakian. If you were Windurstian, you'd be back across the sea in Tarangi Canyon. But level 10 is a good spot to start looking for parties, so most people come here. Now we have sheeps, raribs, goblins, lots of goblins. We see damselflies, which is their first appearance in our videos. These things are kind of upper level for this zone, so you won't be taking them on at level 10. More goblins, and up here is this region's outpost. If you do a supply quest to here, you'll be able to teleport to and from this spot. As you can see, this region is under Bastakian control this week. We also have right over here at the outpost a Fields of Valor manual. So that's one of the two Fields of Valor manuals for this area. Now this spot has quite a few campgrounds, so to speak, areas where it's common for people to congregate for different parties. This oasis is one of them. This is a good spot for fighting crabs. The one reason being is that while crabs wander through this oasis and damselflies and the leeches wander through here, goblins don't approach this spot. Don't know why. It was probably intentional, but for the most part, if you're standing on this grass, a goblin will not interfere with you. There's a ninja. Okay, we're heading towards the second commonly used campground. That's up here on this is called the cliff, or the platform. It's a common spot for fighting crabs because there are a lot of goblins in this area, but they don't walk directly onto the cliff. So if you're standing there, you're pretty safe from goblin attack as long as your puller doesn't attract one's attention. Lots of crabs around here to fight, as well as some bats. Excuse me. Lots of goblins. They stay over here though. They don't go over there where parties will usually fight from. Hello, goblins. Moving on. This specific corner of the zone isn't used so much. There's a couple monsters down here, but most people go to other spots. So if you're looking for somewhere that's not endlessly camped, so to speak, you may want to give this a shot. More goblins. Hill lizards. These are what you would likely be fighting when you first come to the zone as a level 10 or 11. There's a lot more of them through this tunnel we're approaching. And also inside the tunnel are sandbats, which are about the only thing in the tunnel which will attack you. And they make it kind of risky for level 10s to go through. They'll easily defeat a level 10. Mostly they're good for solo fighting at level 13 or so. This person has stopped, looks to be waiting for someone to go and clear out the sandbats, which would be me. It's my turn today, I guess. Hey, sandbats. 114 damage, only half health gone. Down to 6%. And dead. More sandbats. Person's waiting. The reason I'm doing this is because I appreciate it when I'm low level and somebody does it for me. So it's a little back scratching going on. I was able to kill that one in 2 hits. And here's the other end of the tunnel. Show you the map again. The tunnel isn't specifically shown on the map, but it's there, as you can see. Now, right outside this end of the tunnel, there's frequently goblins, so you need to watch your step. That campfire over there to my left is a goblin spawning point. And in these corners, here and there throughout the zone, are where people usually gather when they're fighting hill lizards. Now, the hill lizards are not aggressive. They won't attack you unless you attack them first. But if a hill lizard sees you fighting another hill lizard, it'll join in. So be careful of monster placement. There's a group. Now, level 10, 11, you may be fighting hill lizards, but then you'll easily, after a level or two, progress up to the goblins in this area. The goblins through the tunnel on the other side in the zone proper are more difficult though. So just because you can take the goblins where I'm standing now does not mean that you can take all the goblins in the zone. Now, right over here is the exit to Constant Highlands, and the reason I'm running all the way over here is that there is a checkpoint here. If you belong to the same nationality as the checkpoint guard, they'll give you Signet, and you can bind here. If you belong to another nationality, you're out of luck. And there's also a Fields of Valor manual here. It's a good spot for people to congregate while they're waiting to join parties. I'm going to cut out now and go to another section of the zone to save some time on the filming. Okay, here I am on the cliff. Doesn't look like there's any party here right now, alas. But I'm going to be stepping off and going to look at the beach. For a very important reason. There's something down there we need to see. As you can see, we've got thread leeches, we've got some damselflies, goblin snippers. It's morning now, so there are bogeys in this area, but they should all be despawning by now. They're something you'd have to watch out for throughout the night, because they're nasty. Okay, here's the first of the 2 beaches where we have pugil creatures and goblin bounty hunters. If you want to fish here, you're going to have to deal with the bounty hunters. But we are going this way through these trees and out into the water to see the next zone exit that we're visiting. It's in this tunnel. I don't know why they placed it here. It just doesn't make